Hello, everyone. Sat Shri Akal Ji. My name is Tania Kaur,
I'm Manpreet Singh.
and today we are going to talk about growing up with immigrant parents, the joys and challenges, and funny experiences along the way. So, basically, my parents came here in the late 80s. I was born in Delhi, so I wasn't born here, but I came here when I was very young, 2.5. So practically, I was raised here. I have no recollection of growing up in India or what life was like there. So my whole life experience is growing up in America with parents who were fresh off the boat.
Yeah, yeah. My parents came in the 80s too. I mean, it just happened to be, we came 2 weeks. We landed in 84. I was 3 years old.
Mm.
We just came 2 weeks before the 84 genocide, you
Oh,
know?
wow.
Yeah. So it just happened to be that we just came 2 weeks before. But yeah, so my parents came in the 80s too. Lived in the Midwest all over. But I think maybe kindergarten or first grade, I came to New York and been here ever since.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been in Richmond Hill, Queens, New York. I'm proud of it. Richmond Hill Gurdwara was a huge part of my childhood and was a huge part of my parents' community and, all the families we've met and the friends we've made along the way. So life would be very different if we didn't have that hub, that center there.
No, Richmond Hill
Yeah.
Gurdwara was the Gurdwara to be like
Oh, yeah.
everybody went there. And it was a huge community, a huge center where all the
Hmm.
immigrants go first. And they still go first, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, we used to go there too every Friday.
Hmm.
I know every Friday night. And every Sunday would be at Richmond Hill Gurdwara.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes Tuesdays, we would go on Tuesdays too.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice, nice. I mean, you were probably in Richmond Hill Gurdwara when I was there, but I didn't even know you existed.
Yeah.
So
You were not even a
that's so
thought in
funny.
my head.
No, no, me neither. Trust me, I was playing handball outside. I was running around the Lunger Hall.
I
Maybe
was
doing,
handing out napkins
yeah,
in the bar sab.
maybe I was doing Jordi Andy Seva. I don't even remember, but yeah, Richmond Hill Gurdwara was and still is an icon.
Mm,
It's
yeah.
iconic, and it's always going to be.
Yeah.
It helps so many people. Definitely, I know it helped my parents to sense of community, friends,
Yeah.
be more, aligned with their sick faith. So it was
Mhm.
good. It's
Mhm.
great. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, we used to go there every Friday and Sunday religiously.
Yep. Literally,
Literally,
religiously.
religiously. But you used to live there,
Yeah.
so you probably just walked there, right?
Walk there. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Walk there. And along the way we would see other families walk there and we would just say, Hanji, Sat Shri Akal. And we all just walk there together. you know. It was fun. It was fun. Like we looked forward to it. At least I did. I looked forward to it. Ajikara suit pana, we take out a new suit if it was like a special program, Vaisakhi da program or Gurpurab, like nawa suit pana. You can't wear the same suit. Can't do that. So it was fun, and the langar there was just
Right,
so good.
right, right. Longer in every Gurdwara is good, I
I
think.
know. I guess so. But I
Yeah.
guess I grew up there and it was just like so close, to it was personal for us, we went there for so many years and
Mm.
it was just good. So like even when I go to another Gurdwara sometimes it doesn't maybe I shouldn't say this, but I don't know. I don't get that same feeling.
That Richmond Hill vibe.
Yeah. The Richmond Hill vibe. I mean, if you know, you know. If you didn't grow up there, maybe you don't
No.
feel that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
um, when they had the fire, though, the Gurdwara when it kind of had the fire and things changed and they had to rebuild it and redo it, it was different after that. I don't
Yeah.
know. It just my childhood memories was before they had that fire, like the old school Gurdwara.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mine too. Mine too. I remember. I, I remember they used to lock the gates for the Langar Hall,
Oh,
and then
yes.
everyone waits until they leave, and then everyone like rushes.
Yeah.
I just
And सामने
remember
जो
that.
बैठे हैं, like you could see them eating,
Yeah,
and they're like asking for another roti. I'm like, can't you stop eating? We're hungry.
yeah, that was just funny. That was funny. But yeah, yeah.
The
Now there's like
gates.
what 5, 7 Gurdwaras in Richmond Hill. I don't even know.
I don't
I don't
even
even know.
know, but
Yeah,
definitely a lot more.
yeah, yeah. I think there's a Punjabi church in Richmond Hill. I think like Richmond Hill's
I've heard
changed.
of
I don't know.
that.
I don't even. We'll talk about that some other time. I don't even. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. But yeah, no, those were great memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And they had to go. Like my parents had to go. Like if they didn't go Sunday or if they didn't go Friday, like something's off,
Hmm.
something is missing, or I'm
Yeah.
not going to be sick enough, or my sisters won't be Punjabi enough, sick enough. Who knows? I don't know. But now it's, I think we stopped. Well, we moved, to Long Island, and I think after that in Richmond Hill, Gurdwara, and then there's so many Gurdwaras that opened up here.
Mm.
So in Queens and other parts of Queens and Long Island. So
Yeah. But that was our routine.
yeah,
Gurdwara jana,
yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometimes Tuesdays.
All right.
Um, and then growing up, we, aside from, looking forward to having langar, but at home, we cooked whatever Punjabi food and all that. But we would also, there were times where we'd have KFC and Chinese food. And like that was new to my parents, I'm sure.
Right. Right.
To me, I'm like, I'm used to it now. But now I think about it, like our parents never had that in India.
No.
KFC and
No.
uh, Taco Bell or Pizza Hut. So, but now I think about it, like there were so many years, like the weekends, we looked forward to going out to Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
It was
Pizza Hut was
the
the
highlight of the day.
that was the restaurant to be. If we're going to Pizza Hut that night, like life is set. Like I'm like, oh my god, my life is so good. I'm at Pizza Hut, and yeah, it was in Belrose. There was a Pizza Hut there. That's where I used to live, and man, that was the best. Those
Was
were the
it
best
Belrose?
nights.
I thought there was another
My Pizza
one.
Hut in Belrose.
I
I don't
don't
know. There's one
know.
in
I don't
Queens Village, I'm
remember.
sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my Pizza Hut in Belrose, that was the Pizza
When
Hut
you
to
walk
be at.
in and then you see the buffet
Yeah,
and you're like,
just
oh my God.
yeah. My parents would have salad. They're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
salad, kaijo, salad and pizza." It's like you gonna no. It's
And they
it.
felt good eating all that
No,
salad
they did. I know.
because then we stuffed our faces with the pizza and you didn't feel guilty.
Yeah. Well, the salad was unlimited, and the pizza you had to buy. So the salad was right. No, pizza was the best. Yeah, I think. Yeah, right. KFC, pizza, Burger King,
Yeah.
McDonald's, all that stuff.
Yeah.
All that stuff to us was like, wow. All right, we're going to eat out. No more roti today.
Yeah.
Is no roti today. It's so great. It's yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That's when you felt the love. Like, I think food is a form of love, right?
right.
Especially in Punjabi culture.
Yeah,
And then when you see your parents bringing in that KFC bucket, you're like, oh, wow,
yeah,
my family loves
yeah.
me.
uh, it was good because money was hard earned. Like parents did
Yeah.
manual labor.
Yes.
That's what I really respect now. Like parents, like I don't do manual labor, but my dad
I know.
did manual labor. Like he drove limo for 20, 30 years in the city. My mom was a nurse at different hospitals, nursing homes. So they worked long hours, long
Yeah.
shifts, and money was valued.
Yeah.
And so when you go out to eat, it was something special because
Absolutely.
there was some value to that.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. My dad drove taxi for so many years. Initially my parents had like a stall in the city, like, on the streets. And they would sell, various things on that stall. And then they kind of expanded and they had their own business eventually in Brooklyn. But even that, was years of hard work to get where they are now. But yeah, it was hard earned money. Probably hard work that I'm never going to know what that feels like. Our kids will never know. But we saw that. We saw how hard they worked.
Yeah.
long hours, long days, and then they would still manage to come home, and we would still have like good food.
Right.
So that was
Right.
that was a nice part of my childhood.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I look at I look at it back now, my grandparents on both sides, my family, my extended family, my parents, everybody worked really, really hard. Everyone put in the time and hours and valued money. Like really valued money. When
Yeah,
money like meant something too, you know. So now it's funny because I do value money. Of course, everyone values money, but I don't work manual hours like that. We both have white collar jobs, so and they're good paying jobs, and so it's like our kids won't see that. It's something that I think
yeah.
about actually. Like, are my kids going to appreciate the value of money? Are my kids going to
No,
appreciate what they, are my kids going to appreciate what they have and how they got this? So it's something I do think about,
yeah,
because I do appreciate my parents a lot more now that I'm older, what they went through, especially when you become a parent yourself and all the things you're going through with your kids and how your parents manage it and how you're managing it. And they actually had to work like 4 times as harder than
yeah,
me. And so
yeah,
it puts a lot of things into perspective,
yeah.
like what they did and how they got here and what we're doing.
They had to work harder. Also, after having left everything they knew in
Right,
India.
right.
So just to pick up and leave your whole life and to come to a new place and then start your life all over again, I can't even imagine doing that
Hmm.
now. And then having kids at, at the same time, like just picking up your kids and bringing them to a new country with you. It's hard enough for us to raise two kids as it is.
Right. Right.
I can't even imagine leaving the country and going to a whole different place with nothing.
I know.
So,
No,
yeah,
it's what they did was like remarkable.
yeah,
My whole family did is like remarkable. That's how I think about it. And so, how do we keep that up in different ways since we don't have
yeah.
to go through those trials and tribulations and everything they went through? What are we going through, or how do we make it better for them? How do we take care of our parents, but also how do we,
Teach them.
teach our kids,
Yeah.
right? So it's interesting. It's interesting all the stuff we went through. But my parents, I'm telling you, they were very Punjabi. They didn't know that much English, and they got through it all, right? They got through it all, and it's now I look back at it, it's pretty remarkable on
Yeah.
like the journey.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
And I understand now because, money to me at least, I'm the youngest. I have an older brother and who worked super hard too, my parents and just to make the house run, once he was old enough to work. But I was the much younger one. So I think I was sheltered from a lot of um, that that life where I didn't have to work, um, because I was just so young at the time. But I'm not spoiled, but I think I did see how hard they worked, so to me that was definitely a big part of my childhood because they were always working. And so money didn't come easy. It was definitely hard earned. But I understand now, like certain things that would be annoying when I was growing up, like I would just get yelled at for leaving the tap on, the water running. "Je main bhande dho rahi hu." My dad would be like, "Enna pani kyun chalaya? Thoda cut chala la." And I'm like, "I'm washing the dishes. How am I gonna wash it if it's like thoda ja pani? Can I turn it on more?" And I used to get mad, like, why is he yelling at me for that? Or if I use like extra paper towels, like that was a problem, but I get it now. Like I
yeah.
say the same thing to my kids now, like stop wasting paper towels, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm turning into my parents.
No, man, I think Punjabi dads all over have this thing of like leaving the lights on too long.
Oh yeah,
It's like turn off the light. Okay, I'll turn it off. Like the
like
lights
I'm
not.
sitting in the room, Dad.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna turn it off right now.
it's so yeah. It's and oh my god, the main thing is the AC. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
why is it air conditioned chaida? Yeah, because it's 87 outside and everyone's sweating in the house. The windows cannot be open. And if the AC is on, we have to turn it off before we go to sleep. We can't have the AC running while
And
we're sleeping.
my dad would be sweating, and he
Yeah.
still wouldn't turn on the AC. It's like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Pasina chhut rahe hai, but
Yeah.
theek hai, I'm fine.
I know. I know. I don't know what's up with these Punjabi dads.
I don't know,
It's like
man.
the AC is like this huge expense, even in the car. It's
I
like,
remember those
Dad,
car
turn on the
rides.
AC. It's so hot outside. We're going
I
going 70
remember.
miles an hour on the highway. We're gonna open the windows, turn on the AC. So the AC was just, oh my
I
God,
remember those
man.
car rides, and if we got lost, oh man, it was the worst thing. No AC, you're lost. You're stopping at a gas station, asking for directions because there's no GPS at the time, and like you felt like you were never gonna get there. Good times.
Yeah. No, dad's just going out. I mean, one thing my dad would do, at least, because my dad is a big eater. Like, he likes food. He's a big foodie. So if I'm like, Dad, I want to go to McDonald's or I want something, he'll do that at least. He won't be like, nay, nay, nay. So one thing my dad would spend money on is eating. He's like, that khana de chajda khaye, or fine, why? We'll take it. And back then, chajda was McDonald's. Now it's like, I don't know, Shake Shack or whatever.
Yeah.
But back then it was like McDonald's and Burger King, KFC, Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And so I got, at least I got that. But yeah, everything else was like anything like goes overage of like bills coming in, and I grew up in the generation of in the 90s where we had, the kids will never understand this now, but we had phones with cords on them.
Oh yeah.
And there was like bills and there was modems and there was long distance charges. There's a lot of money that,
we had those little phone cards when you had to call India.
Right. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
And you had to listen to see how much money you got left on it. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And then it's always like, nahi, phone card ho to achhe milde hain, to achhe nahi milde, and then you're traveling 20 minutes to get better phone cards. It's just, that was a trip. Thank God for WhatsApp and all that. Really, that was a trip.
WhatsApp definitely changed the game.
Everything, yeah, changed everything. WhatsApp and Facebook just changed everything for everybody. Yeah. No, dads were very stringent on the money. Very stringent on the money. I don't know, for some reason, it's just now it doesn't matter. I still see it in them because those are habits you did for like 60 years.
Yeah.
And now you still have that habit of like saving a little here.
I think even if they did have like, tons of money and they're very comfortable, they would still live like that.
I know.
It's not in them to like waste. Like I didn't waste food, but it was a big deal if you were eating roti or whatever and you wasted your food. If you didn't finish that plate, that's not good.
Yeah.
And you felt it, like you would get the stare. Like my dad would stare at me like, "Tu khana nahi? Tu paya kyun na fir? Soch raha si pan to pehla." And then he was like, "Mainu de, main kha langa." Like he basically would eat every time I would have leftover. He would just eat it, even if he was not hungry, because it's like a sin to throw away food.
Well, that's my biggest pet peeve too. People that throw away food. I cannot stand.
Well, you're turning into your parents.
That. No, but I always had that in me. I'm like, for food, I have huge respect. Like, finish what you have on your plate. Don't throw it in the garbage. There's the world. Like, you're very lucky to have a full plate of food.
Yeah, 100%.
So that is my biggest pet peeve, though. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be one of those dads. Like, no, you're not throwing away food. Saving it for later. Put it in the fridge. But we ain't throwing this away.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Dads, man. Dads are a trip. My mom was cool. I don't know. My mom was just funny with my friends. I had all these Indian friends and white friends. It actually didn't matter. She would like start speaking English and then like half words would be in Punjabi to my white friends and my non-Punjabi friends that are Indian. And I'm like, okay, Mom, like what's happening? But she would just go off, like, and just say things. She wanted to say things. And, my friends would say,
probably be like, "Oh, hi, how are you? Roti khani hai?"
Oh, she would definitely feed roti to anybody.
I know.
She would definitely feed roti to anybody, but she basically just wants people to come over. She wants to talk to them. and she wants to feed them. That's like that's like her whole thing.
Yeah.
Someone comes in the house, they have to be like fed before they leave that door.
Mhm.
You know, so it's
Yeah.
yeah. My mom is. I think she's still like that though.
Yeah. I think she
Right?
is too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's reminds me of growing up when we had guests over. It would be like an all day affair, you know, flanaria, whatever. They're coming over for dinner. It would be an all day event. We started the night before, I remember, because I would sit with my dad, my mom, lasan chillo, adrak chillo, Tania, putto, and all that. Like, it was so much lasan and pyaj, and we had to prep because we would be cooking all day long for the guests,
Oh,
cleaning all day long
oh
for
God.
the guests. And when they did come, it was just like, look at our house. It's clean. It's
Yeah.
always like this. Look at the food. Look at all this
Uh,
food we have. And it's, it was just an all day affair. It was fun. It was fun, but if you didn't force feed your guests, I think this is something my white friends or like American friends probably didn't understand because their families didn't do this. But like no means no in regular American culture. But in Punjabi culture, if you say "nahi main nahi khana," that means you're gonna get asked another 5 times. and,
right. Right.
and then you might have adda hor. And then if you say no, then they're gonna maybe ask you once more. It's
That's true.
like no does not mean no.
No, not when it comes to eating.
No.
You need that. You better have room for extra everything, everything, and then dessert, all that. Like, no, we did the same. I mean, that's like everyone's, I think, thing where a guest is coming and then you're just cleaning the house. You know, you're making
Yeah.
your make believe house.
Yeah.
that oh, it's always spick and span. I'll get yelled at if my room's not clean and this and that, like all
Yeah,
that
because
time.
everyone's gonna go up and see your room.
Exactly, and they're gonna give it. They're
First
gonna
of all.
care. Oh, this 15-year-old's room isn't clean. They're raising a bad son. All right,
Probably
so
just an excuse to have you clean your room because
could
it's
be.
so dirty
It could
anyway.
be. It could be. It could be. It's always it's like that. But yeah, making food. Well, I didn't do that. My sisters did, I guess. I would
Mm,
just clean,
you got lucky.
vacuum, and do other things that I needed to do. But yeah, I didn't have to do the kitchen stuff, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, but yeah. No, it's the 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 guests coming over and people coming over all the time. My parents' house, at least, all the time. I would just be like sitting, and I'm like, oh, okay, nothing to do, just watch TV, and then someone knocks on the door, and I'm like, oh God, who's this? It's my parents' friends, and then you got to sit with them, and you're having chow with them, and then you're this. And sometimes it's okay because you actually like the people that are coming, but sometimes you got things to do, and then this person's here now. There goes 3 hours on your Saturday because random people are coming, and then they want to know about you, but they want to know about you for like 2 minutes, but you got to sit there for 3 hours.
They don't want to know about you. They just want to know about you so they can compare you to their
Right?
kids.
Yeah. Oh my God, comparing. What's up with immigrant parents comparing their kids to everybody? My God, that's just like one. That's like the golden rule that psychologists tell you not to do,
I
is to
know.
compare your kids.
Our
And
parents did it
all
all day, every
immigrant,
day.
I hated that. I hated that. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਇਹ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਲਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਇਹ ਕੀਤਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਕੀਤਾ. It's like, I don't care. Everybody has their own life. Everybody has their own journey. Everyone has
Yeah.
their own set of circumstances. Like, who cares what that kid is doing? I don't want to be a lawyer. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be an engineer. I don't want to be those things. And they just compare. That was the
I
worst,
know.
to get compared to that. My sisters got compared all the time as well. But I don't know, man. This one thing that immigrant parents do, just comparing your kids. Oh man, that was just I hated those conversations because they
I
didn't. I
know.
mean,
And
I know
all
they
these
didn't know
kids,
better.
I feel like all these kids just always did so well in school. Like, where are all these damn smart kids coming from? Like, every kid apparently was like, oh, no scholarship mil gaya, or like high school haje khatam nahi hui, pehle job mil gayi onu. I'm like, what? Doctor
Right,
ban gaya,
right,
haje panjwi cha.
yeah,
Like, what are you talking about? But
right,
no, I think our parents just they wanted us to do so well. They
Of
work
course.
so hard, right? So in their mind, they're helping us get better by comparing us to other kids,
Right.
even though it probably killed your confidence even more. But that's just what they knew, that's how they knew to raise us. But yeah, yeah, comparing to other kids, especially when it came to school, I think that was a big thing. um, you
Right.
know, like what grades are they getting? You know, what school are they getting into and all that. And so that, yeah, that was a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know.
They just wanted us to do well. Not that it not that it helped me. I don't think I don't think at the end of the day I did as well as they wanted. But yeah, I understand why they did that now.
Yeah. No, I understand it too. They didn't know what else because every other
Yeah.
parent would come and talk about how great their kid is
Yeah,
or what
parents
their kid
love
is doing.
boasting about their kids.
Man, I didn't like that at all. Like, I mean, we don't do that, thank God. I would
Yeah.
never compare my kids to any other kids because honestly, I don't care about their lives at all. I just care
Yeah.
about my kids' lives and my family and my friends'
Yeah.
lives and people I love. But I don't care about some other random
Yeah.
dude's
No,
kids.
it's great. I mean,
That's
it's
great.
great if your kids are
Your,
doing great,
your
but
kid's a doctor in third grade.
yeah.
Yes, great. Thank you. Like, okay, awesome, awesome. Like, it's great. But I don't
Yeah.
expect my daughter to be a doctor in fourth grade.
Right,
Like,
right.
what?
We're not gonna rub it in their face or,
Yeah, make
try
them
to
feel bad.
make them feel bad,
Yeah,
or
uh,
we know that's not going to excel
no,
them or
no,
like encourage
no,
them.
no.
Um,
But that
you
is
know.
the thing with like I don't have that at all. You don't have that at all. But I think some people in our generation have this still, but I definitely don't have it, nor I
Yeah.
care. But the whole Loki Kenge, like
Mm,
the my parents have that still, and my parents grew up with, and their generation all have this. They all have the Loki Kenge,
yeah.
and I could give for about whatever Loki can. Who cares? Loki can get like I never got that. Like
Yeah.
I don't care what other people I don't know think. I don't care. Like it never recurs to me like you know if I'm even at the Gurdwara, okay, and I don't know these people or I don't know anyone, right? But they're okay because now they're closer because they're Punjabi and they're Sikh, and so maybe whatever. But I don't care what they think. Like I
Yeah.
don't care what they think about what my kid is or how they're doing or what I'm wearing or whatever or what I'm doing in life.
Yeah.
Like I don't care, but they care. They care. Loki can get. How about if you do this or you go somewhere else with your kids? Whatever we do, you know, it's a weird. It's not a weird thing. It's like this Indian cultural thing
Yeah. I
of
think it's more
everybody.
of a, because Indian Punjabi culture community is so big. It's so
Right.
important.
Right.
So that's kind of the downside, when you have that thinking that, community is important, supporting each other, families, and going to Gurdwara and having a sense of community. Like, but the downside is you do care what other families think. You don't want
Right.
other families talking about you and or your kids or saying anything bad. That's tough.
Mm,
Unfortunately, today, even if a girl gets divorced, people say
yeah.
crazy things
Yeah.
about
Of
her or
course.
her behind her back, which is completely, BS. But that's the downside of Punjabi community is it's important, but it also has that kind of like negative consequence when you think like that, and you're so dependent on, you know, ਹੋਰ ਲੋਕੀ ਕੀ ਸੋਚਣਗੇ. Um,
Yeah. I mean, that's the superpower. I tell people
yeah,
I have this superpower, which is I don't care what anyone thinks.
I know that's your superpower. I know that is.
I know you got to
I
bear.
wish I had that superpower.
I don't care. I really don't, and I want to instill that in my kids too.
Yeah,
Don't care what anyone thinks. Just do the right thing. Do what's right. Do what's ethical. Do whatever your heart allows, your passion, whatever. But don't care what others think. You're not living for others. I am
yeah,
not living for other people. And when I say other people, this excludes my family, my loved ones, and all that stuff. All my close friends and everything.
yeah,
Yeah, I care what they think, like my close friends, people we love. But anyone else, I could care
Yeah.
less about what they're
Well,
thinking.
I
Even
think,
this podcast that we're doing right now,
yeah,
like if people say something or don't say, I don't care.
yeah.
Like it doesn't matter to me what
No,
you think.
I'm looking at the comments.
I do I do this
No,
because I
I'm just
like this.
kidding. Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's what I want to instill
yeah,
in the kids too. Like have this power. If you don't care what others think, I mean, a lot of business people have this. A lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business people, a lot of great thinkers, and they don't care what other people think. They're gonna do what they're gonna do.
yeah.
So
I don't know. That's tough. It's tough to think like that. But I think our parents, they didn't care what other, extended people that they don't know thought. They didn't care about that. I think it was when you come from big families, and you have close knit community, you see, what other people's kids are doing, and you naturally compare them to what your kids are doing, and you kind of think about what other people are thinking or what they're saying, and it holds some weight, when other people talk to you and they tell you things like, you know, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੂੰ ਏਦਾਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ or ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਏਦਾਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ or tell her to do, apply to this school or ਨੌਕਰੀ ਹੈ ਨੌਕਰੀ ਕਰੋ or whatever, like I think I think that does hold some weight um because they didn't know, like I'm talking
yeah,
about,
they're getting advice,
yeah,
so they
they're
don't
getting
know.
it. They love giving advice, other people.
Of course they do.
Punjabis love giving advice.
Of course they do. They do.
Even
They're
especially if other people don't ask for it, they love it even more.
well, they're experts in every field.
Yeah.
So yes, they got to share that advice with people.
But I understand, just how it can, like, kind of, what other people would think, what the community thinks, because it holds weight, especially if, like, if there's someone getting married, a guy and a girl, and the parents want to find out about the guy, right? And this is kind of what happened in our relationship too, right?
Right.
Like, my parents didn't know you,
Right.
or they didn't know much about you. They wanted to find out more.
Sure.
You go
So
into the community, right?
Right. Right.
So that it helps too. So community is important, but that's kind of the downfall too, where,
Yeah.
you do have that thinking, like, loki ki sochange, ki kahange, and all that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
pros and cons. But
Right.
yeah, growing
Right.
up, being compared to other kids, and
Right.
I was thinking, you want to make your parents look good, right?
Of course.
You want your parents to be proud, and the parents, I think parents get a lot of happiness, also when in the community, like if your parents are known or your child is known for, like, doing something great or having this success. That's big for parents, you know.
It is. It is. Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, it's big for parents.
I was never able to give that to my parents, but I've seen other other kids do great.
No,
Yeah.
I think my parents still compared me to others. Like, I think they stopped, but even like 5 years ago, they were comparing me to other people and families and kids. It was, man, it's a trip. It's a trip. But
It
now,
was funny.
now it doesn't even like matter. It's like, okay, I I have them say what they want to say, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, great,
Yeah.
that's great, mom, great,
I
great, dad.
know.
All right, cool. What are you making for dinner? It's like,
Are we getting KFC or
it doesn't.
not?
Yeah, yeah,
I remember though, like, growing up, when I didn't have too many friends over the house that much, but when I did have junior high school, I remember I had a couple of close friends, um, and every time, my dad would, like, ask me about them, and it would be questions like, "Acha, o ki kardi hun? Acha, ode ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ?" And I'm like, "I don't know." ਅੱਛਾ, ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕੁ, ਕਿੰਨੀ ਸੈਲਰੀ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਭਰਾ ਦੀ or ਉਹਦੀ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ? I was like, "I don't know, dad." He's like, "ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਫਿਰ?" ਹੈਂ? ਇੰਨੇ ਘੰਟੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਕੂਲ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਕੀ ਹੋ? It's like, if you don't talk about how much money you're making,
yeah,
what career you have, what job your parents are doing, it's like that's all that mattered.
right,
Again,
right,
it came
right.
back to, that's what they knew, and they wanted to do well. That was what
Yeah.
was on their mind,
Well,
right?
that's why they came here.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
came here to
Yeah,
get a better life.
yeah. But
To
we
do
had other
well.
things on our mind
Yeah,
as
yeah, we
kids.
did, we did. And now, thank God, everyone's doing really well.
Yes.
Everyone's well
Yeah.
settled. Everyone has great
Yeah.
health. You know, parents are great. They worked hard, and now they're enjoying it. I tell them they worked so hard.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents are retired. Your parents are retired. Just like enjoy the fruits of your labor now. Just
Yeah.
sit back and there's you don't have to do things.
Yeah.
I still want to, but I tell them like go vacation, go out, like do stuff, go see the world.
No.
No, they just
No.
want to just
I think moms would definitely love to go
moms will
out,
go travel the world
but
all over.
again, coming back to the dads, they
They don't
don't
want
want to
to.
go anywhere.
No, they just want to sit at
Their
home.
vacation is just sitting at home,
Yeah,
eating,
yeah,
maybe pakode bana lo, that'd be a vacation for them,
yeah.
and just watching the TV and the
Yeah.
news over and over and over again.
And then sometimes gonna Bengali sweet shop to get chole bhature, and that's like, oh, that's great.
I mean,
They're the
I
best.
can't make them like that, so
No,
I'm gonna go there.
nobody could make them like that. That is that.
I've tried, but I can't do it.
No, that's the best chole bhature I've had in New York
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
good.
Best chole, probably in America.
Yeah,
Forget New York, probably in America. Yeah, yeah.
but
But
yeah,
yeah,
dads don't want to travel.
no,
Dads don't like traveling.
no.
You got to buy the ticket,
Yeah, you
put
gotta
them on
buy.
the plane.
That's what we did.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, tickets are bought. We going to Hawaii. Everyone's tickets are bought. You can't say no. And then they're like, oh, acha, okay, ठीक है, जो buy कर लिए. But they would never buy it. They would never buy it themselves. No. Yeah, it's funny.
yeah.
It's funny. It's been great. No, but it's a great ride. It's been a great ride
Oh yeah,
with the
absolutely.
parents, and I'm glad that our kids
mean,
are getting to see them and have fun with them
yeah,
too.
we're
So
sitting here because of their hard work. Like
yeah, we
we're
are.
still enjoying the fruits of their
I
labor.
am. I
Yeah.
totally am. I totally
Yeah,
am. So yeah, I hope everyone realizes that too, and
yeah,
respect, love your parents. Luckily, I get to be close to them. Some people don't. Some people have to travel for work or be in
yeah.
another state, or they have
Or a
different.
girl gets married and she has to move
She
away
has to
from her
move away.
parents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You didn't move too far. Yeah, I didn't take you too far away from your parents.
5 long-minute car drive. Yeah, respecting parents and just being thankful. And just, I think they don't want lavish vacations. They don't really care for that. But what they want is they want their kids to do well. They
Mm,
want their grandkids to do well. They want to be close to their grandkids. They want their sons and daughters, families to be together and to be close knit and to watch them,
right.
grow up and flourish. And that's I think success for them, that they could be here to see that. So
Yeah.
I see it like when we go over my house, when we're there together with my brother and my nephews and our kids. My dad just sits there and he doesn't talk much, but he just sits there and he just enjoys that, just being
Yeah.
there with our kids and my nephews playing together, and us having a good time with my brother and my puppy. And when we hang out with your parents and your sisters come over with their kids, and we're
Yeah.
all just sitting together
It's fun.
having pronte, on a
Yeah.
Sunday. It's like that's to them, that's like success. We could
Yeah.
be here,
Yeah.
live comfortably, and your kids are with you, and they're all flourishing and married and happily,
Yeah.
have families.
Yeah, because they came here and they did what they had to do,
Yeah,
and now they're seeing like their job is done.
yeah,
Now they could just sit back and enjoy it, which is great. Which is
yeah,
great to see, and it's great to give them
yeah.
that.
I mean, you could
So
always do better. I think
yeah,
if you ask my dad, he's always gonna be like, "We could do better," but
yeah. There's no limit. There's no
yeah,
limit. There's no limit. Yeah. Just
um,
everyone's happy,
yeah,
healthy,
absolutely
doing
happy and
well.
healthy. Yep.
Buy whatever you want. Like
Yeah.
life is good. Life
Yep.
is good. So yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right. All
That
right.
was a good one.
Yeah.